for this day, for your continued blessings for each person here. Give us wisdom to conduct the affairs of our county in a way that brings honor to you. In Christ's name, amen. Amen. Let's join in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We appreciate all of you that are here with us today. We may move all these meetings to Thursday. It's a smaller crowd. We have just a couple of items for a special call meeting. We're limited to conducting business relative to the items that were in the call. Particularly, it includes consideration of the Rebuild Alabama Transportation Plan, which Lynn is bringing, should be here shortly, but we can move on. The other item is a resolution for ARPA project. And I'll ask Karen to give us a rundown on that resolution. You have a copy in your packet in front of you on the resolution.
We are looking at 3 different projects that had already been identified as being ARPA projects for us. The architect has done some work on that. They've met with us a couple of times, and they've started sending invoices. So in order to kind of get started on the paying and all of those fees, the IAC would like to have resolutions on track documenting this information. So this is a resolution that is basically authorizing the payment for the contracting for the architect firm. And there'll be several other resolutions that will come for our projects as we move along with them.
The other thing I would like for us to do today is give authority to move forward requesting bids on the administration building, which is one of those 3 projects. So relatively minor upgrade to the front, as y'all know, in the lobby, the entrance, and I think we're ready to, unless we can discuss it here. I think that we're ready to move forward on that. I think the sooner we can give Karen the approval, then she can get the ball rolling. We can see that work started. So the resolution in front of you specifically is to approve payment from ARPA funds of the architect services to date. I think we have a lot of conversation yet to have with the architect. The pricing is way beyond what I had anticipated. I think it was for all of us. So, but anyway, we still need to pay them for services rendered, and we'd entertain a motion to approve the or adopt the resolution.
I'll make the motion.
Okay. Motion and second, resolution to be corrected. We'll fix the typo there. And any questions on this from anyone? It's a total payment now of $156,379.
And that's just to pay the architect, right?
Yes, all of that's architectural fees, to the best of my knowledge.
Yes.
Nothing else. Okay. All right, we have a motion. Second, any other questions, comments? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. That motion is passed. Resolution is adopted. The next item is the main reason we're here, Lynn. How about coming forward?
Greg, we need to go ahead with a motion about bidding out the.
Well, let's do. Yeah, I'm sorry. But as you come up, you can come on up. So unless y'all think differently, I think we're ready to approve requesting bids. And Karen would coordinate that with the architect, who should put the bid packages together. Is there a motion to move forward, approve requesting bids on the admin building?
I'll make a motion.
All right. Is there a second?
I'll take it.
A motion, second. Anybody else have a question on that or thoughts
Do
different?
they have a time they can get started, or they
It varies every time I talk.
Yeah, we
so
have
I'm
yeah,
not
I
sure.
mean, I know this.
I think it's supposed to be the quickest project that they were going to be able to complete because of, it would be prefabbed in.
Yeah,
And so I do believe that once they get the bids sent out, that it should be moved pretty quickly.
I didn't know.
The drainage work will
Everything
probably
had
take the
been
longest.
6 months or longer out, or 3 months, 6
Yeah.
longer, so I
And
didn't-
I'm sure at some point we're going to have to close the front entrance while they're doing the drain work and such, and have to use alternate method of entry for the building.
Lynn, we were hoping that your crew could do the drainage to pull this water. It really goes through or under the parking, the access drive to the lower part of the property. We'll talk to you about that.
We can do that,
I can't-
yeah.
I can't remember if you
We'll
were
do
in
it.
there when we had that conversation with the architect, but that's gonna remove some costs from his estimate. for
Yeah, we'll
that,
do it,
so.
yeah.
All right. We do have a motion and second. Any other questions or comments on that? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, we'll move forward with these. Yes, sir. What you got?
All right, I had a few corrections. We had an invoice I found on the walking trail I had to get added into it, and it changed 2 sheets, and I apologize to get that in there. But, all right, this, what I've got before you, all the commission chairman, I have our proposed 2024 county transportation plan through our Rebuild Act, which is by law due. We got to get this thing approved this week and on the books. And we can go over it one by one. If you look on the second page in your handout, I got a map showing it's a location map showing the locations of all the projects that we have set up for this year. Met with all the commissioners and kind of got a wish list of what they wanted, and I've actually added 2 little items at the end to kind of finish out our money. There was about $70-something thousand left, and I put it toward replacing a 3-ton bridge with a railroad tank car, and then some signalization improvements at some of our things, but I'll go over those. So the first one, on our county transportation plan for fiscal year 2024, will be, number one, will be our Art Creek Road, and that'll start there at County Road 7 and run back to US 84. That's a bad road there in District 4. That needs some widening, leveling, and we're going to put a triple surface like we've been doing in the past on our roads. I think it's doing pretty good with that. That's going to come out of our Federal Exchange funds, and we're looking at about $666,000 roughly for that project. Our second project is our 107 project up there still in District 4, but we're still got our CRF funds there, about $300,000. Over $300,000 will come from the state of Alabama, which we have an agreement with them. Our third project is our Paget Road, and this will basically run from Salem Church Road southward to it comes to where it goes to dirt down there. But we're going to do about the first 1.8 miles of that. That's a very rough section of road, probably the worst road we got in the county as far as roughness goes. That's in District 2. The fourth on the list is finishing up the Glen Chambers Road. This is a kind of a two-tier kind of deal. We've got this was Miss Lynn's ARPA funds. We used part of these funds to level and widen this road already. We still got we're just widen, and we leveled 2 spots. The whole road needs leveling, but we widened and fixed 2 real bad dips in the road on that road. I took the remaining funds and put it on Old Farm. We did about 1,100 or 1,200 foot of Old Farm Road, and we did about 1,000 foot on County Road 89 with her funds. And I'll go with the balances on the ARPA funds we have left at the end. But this one runs from Old Farm to County Road 4, and our estimated cost on this one's about $375,000, and then a little bit of our work for, and with the total cost about $412,000. Our one of our bridges, the first bridge we've actually added to our rebuild plan. This bridge is in dire need of replacing. If we don't replace it, we're going to shut the road down. It's a paved road on County Road 97 there, Indian Creek, or for County Road 47, Indian Creek Road there, and to replace that bridge on that one. And that cost is roughly $463,000 on that one. And that one's in District 3. Yes, yeah, the line is just east of District. That's actually in District 3 as well. Number 6 on the list is T.T. Clark Road. I think we paved T.T. Clark Road, most of it back in 2004, 2006, somewhere in that time frame. And at the time, we had a barn right beside the road that they would not allow us to get right away. But since the barn has been moved, the barn was literally right on the side of the road. That's since been moved or torn down. And Kenneth in District 1 requested we do that section road. It's roughly 0.8 miles, and that costs us about $150,000 total. About $125,000 in paving, and any kind of drainage improvements would be about the other $25,000 on that one. Number 7 list, District 4. This is, and basically that was all the ones. And the remaining money is what I came up with for for little small projects, I felt that there was a need. We try to replace at least a 3-ton bridge every year. Covington Road, there in District 4, people always complain about the decking on that bridge, and the drainage is exactly 700 acres. That's basically what the size of one culvert railroad tank car will handle. So we can replace that bridge and make that actually a legal load bridge or crossing.
It's a wooden
And
structure.
it's just a wooden structure now on wooden piles, so we can get rid of that 3-ton. That'll help with school bus traffic, everything on that one. And that's about $42,000. Well, I left a little bit extra, depending on the length that they have. They generally run about $37,000, so I just add a little bit on that one to do that. And the remaining funds, and again, all these funds that we had available, about $77,000 were done for these last 2 projects. And the last one I had was signalization. We have a lot of vandalism on our beacons on our crossroads. I got 3 in mine. I got the one on Rose Hill Road and Strong School Road up there at the store at Rose Hill. I've got the one on Sasser's Crossroads, and also the one there at Harmony Church at 77. And that's our 3 lighted intersections we have basically in the county. The only other one we had was down on Rock Hole Bridge Road, down that way, and we put beacons up, and those seem to be lasting a pretty good while there now. So I don't know if I'll end up doing the stop signs and flashing lights on just on post, or actually do the beacons, the flashing lights. But that's we plan on doing. That's about $35,000 what I figured on cost. Or we try to use all the money. That's all we got left. So I'm gonna do what I can on those. So, but that is the actual plan. That's what I proposed for our 2024 transportation plan.
So the next to last column to the right, CRAF, is County Rebuild Alabama Funds.
Yes.
That's the cost that's gonna come out of the rebuild
Yes.
money.
We had a balance, I think, for $555,000, and we get about 80. I think, Karen, we said about $86,000 on average. It varies little by little, but generally 84 to 88,000 a month what we get off those funds.
So we're looking at those 2 added together, almost $1,600,000 with the carryover.
Yes.
And then you have these amounts coming out of that, leaving this 317 carryover.
That's correct.
Next year, or to cover overruns. And then the FAEF amount, tell me what that is.
No, that's our federal exchange funds, and we had roughly $412,000 left in that. But we would get another $400,000 in March, I believe. Isn't that correct, Karen? It comes all at one time. So, but these funds are, like we're spending a good little bit of money. The balance should actually, we should about break even on everything I got though, with what we have. But there's a lot of work in this. We hope we can get everything all this done in our next fiscal year. There's a lot of work here to be done. So,
Will you contract out most of it?
now we're going to do pretty much. It'll be either or the paving and all will be contract through our annual bids that we have in place already, and the bridge we'll build ourselves in house. And that's just for materials. So, but that's our plan, and that's my request is to adopt this plan.
So just tell us the difference again on federal aid, where you used to get 600,000, you had to spend it with 80/20. This can go 100% into a project without match, is that?
Well, they all had to be on federal aid routes that we used to
Right.
have, and since the rebuild, they actually dropped that thing. All it's got to do is be a minor or major collector now. We can actually use those funds for a minor or major collector.
So the Indian Creek Road is a minor or major collector, therefore that's where the 463,000 is going. And you're just using that in addition to rebuild money, otherwise it.
That's correct. But that's our
I
plan.
didn't know we had to segregate them.
I got you. But that's my request for you guys to adopt the plan, and we can get this onto Montgomery.
Before we act on that, I know you're waiting to get it off, but can we look at the other pages in here?
Yeah, I don't know if y'all want to go and vote on it, but it's just kind of a summary.
Let's just look at that and then we'll come back.
Okay, all right, the third page, let me see what I got for the third page. This is I'm actually going to kind of go over what our 2023 plan was. Our 2023 plan included 107, which we're about, I'd say, money-wise, we're about 60% complete, but actually physical, earth moving, everything's about, I would say about 80% complete. Because we got most of the road already based, all we gotta do is pave it. So I'm gonna say the project is about 80% complete already, Greg.
Time standpoint, from, in other words, on the calendar. it's
Yes.
80% complete.
So, and that's that project. Now, the others, we had County Road 43, which was Strong School, and that was from 29 up to 82 up there, a little ways up, and with that one is completed. That's 100%. Our County Road 91, Hadaway Road, that's 100%. Glen Chambers Road, that is 100% on that section road where that is complete. W. Coleman Road will be paid probably within the next 2 weeks. So that will be, it's pretty much 100% completed, although it's not ready yet, but that one's almost ready now.
Which one's W. Coleman Road?
That is number 5 on the list. That
That's
was,
off of Sandy Lane.
Okay.
that's in District 2. And that's at
What
about
did you say about number 4? Was it 100% too?
100%, yes.
Glen Chambers Road.
Glen Chambers, 100%.
All right.
And then the W. Coleman Road again, we're looking at doing this one and another road, and and it falls into another category. But Substation Road's 100%. That one is completed. And the only one we didn't really work on is the Tedder Road, and we kind of got that one on hold right now. So we actually dropped it from the list to take care of some more things that need to be done. So, but that was our 2023 plans. We knocked out on pretty much everything on that list.
So looking at the federal aid column on there, you had $1,047,000, or, you had $1,047,000, you spent $1,007,000, so you had $39,000, $40,000 left. But we're showing the carry forward under federal aid on the first page as $412,000. Do we have an error in that?
I need to check and see on that, Greg.
So you want to,
I just know we checked our balance. That's what the balance was. That could have been an invoice that didn't get put in or something. I'll just have to check on that on the final balance of that.
okay.
I'm thinking your estimated beginning balance in 22 may be incorrect.
Okay. That would have thrown it off. Yeah, I know what we got. I know what we got now is current. So I'll have to look at that,
And
Greg.
what we
It
have
could
now
have been
is-
a. It
and
could
what we
have
have
been.
now is the 412?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's 412 is correct. Karen and I, we got
All
that
right.
yesterday. But that's our 2023 plan on what was completed. The next page is a paving summary of those, and I've already kind of gone over those. Strawn School, Hadaway, Glen Chambers, and Substation Road. And you got the amounts there, the totals for it. I just kind of went over that on the actual rebuild plan as it was submitted.
Okay.
And then the last page is our ARPA funds. And and they're just kind of random order. I'll start with District 3. Ms. Lynn had Glen Chambers Road, and this was, we had the county transportation plan covered from 55 to Old Farm Road. And we didn't have enough money to go to the end, so she took our ARPA funds and was able to widen and level portions of that road down to County Road 4. And then we put some on Old Farm and on County Road 89. But her total to date is $226,485 or $85.17, which leaves her remaining balance for ARPA funds about $23,500.
Okay.
What she has left.
Right.
District 1, Spanish Trail, we did that one. And we did that one from Potter Road up to County Road 85. It's right exactly 1 mile in length, and we spent $111,000, $932.77, leaves Kenneth about $138,000 left of his $250,000.
Okay.
We also have Watley Road, which was there in Michael's district, District 2, and that was 2.5 miles, and we spent $191,000 on that one. He's got roughly $58,000 left on that road, or with his funds of his $250,000.
All right. And what's missing is District 4,
Yes, but it's nothing's been
None's
done.
been spent.
None's been spent. That's why it's not on the list.
Let's add that to that column of amount of ARPA funding for that fiscal year, just show it as 250, none spent, or balance remaining. That way it's all accounted for.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
And then the walking trail, the LBW, We spent roughly $151,900 on that one, and there's about $48,000 left of that. So we've got the 250 and then the 267 left. So we got about a little over $500,000 left
Okay.
to spend, which in District 4, unless Tommy wants to speak about what we're doing with his money, I can cover that, Tommy, if you want me to, or
You can go ahead.
we're looking at doing Brogdon and Ridgeview Loop Road, there off of Point A Road. That one is ready. They'll be paving, kind of found it this morning. They said it'd be Tuesday or Wednesday. Kind of found it this morning it's going to be Wednesday. They'll be paving that one. And then they'll be moving to W. Coleman to do that one for Commissioner Smith there in District 2. Hopefully after that. And then we're looking at doing Wagon Wheel, a portion of Kirkpatrick Road. It's just a small portion of it. And then the Pruitt Road there, right there at Dunsbridge Road. So
A lot of work going on.
a lot of work going on, but that'll expend basically all of his funds. They'll be down to very little.
Okay.
So
Anybody have questions, comments on this?
No, I'd mentioned, Lynn, about widening and leveling, what was it? Pinewood off of 29 right there?
Yes.
yeah, it's just there's just no more. It's just we're out
Right.
of what we got right now. But if something runs, we can go with that. Unless y'all desire to change, I mean, I'll leave that up to y'all. If y'all want to take something off, or like I said, I'll leave that up to you guys. So,
I have a question.
yes, ma'am.
All right, so I'm just missing the last 2.5 miles, let's say, on Glen Chambers that was not finished. And the amount on here has to be, I guess, not for the finish of it, is it? The
That's on the new-
412,000
Yes, ma'am, that's going to be it. It's $412,000
to finish it.
to finish it, yes, ma'am.
So what was the total cost if you include that? Do you have that? Or I
Of
just
the
need-
other, yes, ma'am, no, it was on that ARPA sheet back there. We spent,
Is Glen Chambers County Road 20?
226, it'll be about $600-something, but that's very comparable to what we spent. Let me see here, from last year's payment summary. We spent $618,000, so it's right in line with what we spent on that first section. And we're doing the same thing to it. It's just expensive.
It absolutely
So
is.
you're looking at about $100,000 a mile,
About $150,000.
150,000 miles
$155,000 a mile, yeah.
to pave these roads.
Yes.
I'm just disappointed. I know everybody is every year, though, but to think that all I'm gonna get is to finish a road for 2 years. Because
And
it was
people
on
don't-
last year's projects, too.
Yes, ma'am.
So now here we are, we're gonna finish 2 miles of road for another whole year. And I've got the most dirt roads in the county to start with, plus part of Mr. Smith's
But it's,
to take care of.
it's just expensive. That's all I can say. It's a,
I did get a tree cut for you, though.
Thank you. Thank you. That's like substation, I didn't realize that it wasn't paved all the way through either. I
No,
thought it
ma'am.
was.
I mean,
But you got your end taken care of.
no, y'all split it. Y'all share the road.
substation, right.
Y'all share the line there on that one.
We split that.
We don't need to. But I think you can. But when I went down it, I noticed it stops, just like other roads in the county do. We won't mention those.
But it stops to another paved road, so you can't get out on pavement there, so.
The city of Ops helped a little bit on that.
Oh, did they? Well, I wish they'd have worked on the other end just a little bit.
Yeah, they paid about $39,000 of that project, yeah. Yeah. They own the first 1,000 foot, right on the first 1,200 foot of that road.
Yeah, I'm just disappointed, that's all. I had some
It just don't go as
roads
far
that
as, it
needed work.
just don't go far, and people need
It
to
doesn't.
understand that. I mean, money doesn't go, and we're very thankful to have these rebuild funds to be able to do
You
extra
got
projects.
3? Don't
People from
talk to
District
me.
1 was pleased, but people from District 3 wasn't too satisfied.
Yeah.
On the ones like where we don't have to do base work and everything like that, like just say like Paget Road and everything, when would you expect they starting? Because that's the ones we're gonna contract out, right?
Just get the pipes replaced. That's why I got a little bit of money in there. I got maybe $30,000 to replace the pipes on that road. So I'm gonna get the pipes put in, and the settlements out of them. Then we'll probably jump on that. We'll have to get the pipes put in that needs replacing. And there's probably 3 or 4 on that road that need it. So.
What's your cost on resurfacing typically on like Strong School Road? Do you remember what per mile you're putting on that?
You know, I did a take, and I didn't bring that sheet. I had a breakdown of triple surface versus, but when you widen and level the road, when roads are like, especially Paget Road, it's so bad we're going to have to really, and we did Spanish Trail the same way. Those roads were so much out of whack, we had to do the whole road with resurfacing, and then come back with the surface treatment on top of it. But Greg, I want to say it's about I think for triple surface, and this is over about I think it's about $77,000 or $80,000 a mile.
Per mile, okay.
And then your paving is about $120,000 to $130,000 a mile, I think, for paving.
And again, that's not counting the preliminary, the prep work that you have to do to get ready.
Right. Okay.
Anybody else have questions on this? Why don't we entertain a motion to approve or adopt the 2024 transportation plan as submitted, unless you have different thoughts. All right, that's a motion. Is there a second?
I second.
Motion and second.
I'd like for all the commissioners to really look at your ARPA funds, the money that you have left, because there's like I said, we're looking at $500,000, about $250,000 of overruns, although it may not be enough for one project, but again, it could go toward another commissioner's list or either. I'm not trying to create a little squabble here, but I mean, we need to do something with those funds.
Yeah, we'll.
So y'all need to either pull together to do one project or.
When do you think, and I know y'all guys are busy, I do, the roads that me and you talked about finishing my ARPA funds on, get a whole, what it would actually cost, where we can see how close we could be to.
Let me I can just get with you and
You
see.
can-
'Cause I
just
know
that way we can
I feel
see.
we may do those in-house, or may just contract that out, and see. Because we're looking at about $625 a square yard, so it's about $12.50 a running foot, what it costs for the contractor to come in to do the triple surface. And down there, that Somar and that Pine Forest Road, that's what we would probably do down there. So,
How are your flatbridge projects coming, are they?
we are actually hauling dirt. We've got the Giles West Bridge right now. We've got the test pile there, but the state allowed us to go and load the abutment 3 times the low limit for the intermediate bent. So it passed. We can go and finish the bridge. We've already got the cap set, the abutment panels and wing panels already on there, backfilling that side of the bridge today. That's where the trucks are hauling today. They're hauling it to backfill that side of the bridge. And then first next week, Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll be staking out the intermediate bent, and then we'll continue on with the bridge. So that one's coming on pretty good.
Not hitting weather delays much.
No, we've been going good on that one. So.
All right. So we have a motion and second. Nothing else. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? I heard no nays, so the plan is adopted and submit that.
And any of you that don't need your money, will be glad to take it in District 3. 3.
4.
Because as I've already stated, we have more dirt roads to take care of, along with District 2's, some of them.
We appreciate you guys taking care of them.
I know you
We
do.
really do.
Thank you. Yes, you're welcome.
We are, we've gotten to the end of the agenda that was announced, so we really can't conduct other business, but if you have comment or something you want to bring, that would be appropriate. This is a good time.
She meant to say District 4.
Okay, District 4.
District
That
4's
doesn't-
got
what we
roads,
talking
I don't.
about, You know, for my ARPA money, that Union Grove Road.
Yeah, that's like Michael's. It's all the money's out.
All right, we'll work on that.
I can go on. It can go on the. We could. Like I said again, if y'all want to change, we can. If y'all want to change something, just let me know.
Okay. Any department heads have anything? Media, questions, comments? If not, then a motion to adjourn would be in order.
Thank you, Tom.
Stand adjourned.